Did you know that the greatest killer of infants less than 1 year old in Australia is heart disease? Now, HeartKids Australia is a national charity with operations in each state of Australia and is trying to raise money and awareness for children born with congenital heart disease. So today we're joined by Lucy Corns, who is a HeartKids ambassador and wife of Port Adelaide AFL player Kane Corns. Lucy, you're so much more than an ambassador for this worthwhile charity.
That's right, Ros. HeartKids really does have a special meaning for me. My son Eddie was born with a heart problem.
Yes, can you tell us what happened with Eddie?
Well, during our routine 20-week scan, the doctors told us that Eddie had a heart condition called dextrocardia, which is a condition where the heart is situated on the right-hand side of the body rather than the left.
Right.
And they asked us to think about termination of the pregnancy, but this is something we never considered. Eddie was born 2.5 weeks early via an emergency C-section, but it wasn't until he was about 10 days old that we realised the extent of his condition. At this time, he was diagnosed with PAPVR, which is where one or two of the pulmonary veins returns blood to the right atrium instead of the left.
Right.
And this causes oxygen-rich blood to flow back to the lungs instead of onto the rest of his body. Eddie's had 2 procedures so far and is due for life-saving correctional surgery at the end of 2011. He spent the first 15 months of his life in and out of the Women's and Children's Hospital for frequent heart failure and a lot of time in intensive care.
Gosh, now how is Eddie doing now and how did this affect the rest of your family?
We've got an amazing bond with Eddie and just formed from a very early stage where all we wanted for him was to survive.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing big brother to his 2 younger brothers. He never cries or complains and he shows compassion and empathy well beyond his 4 years.
Oh.
I think he knows more about blood pressure, saturation levels and many other medical terms than most adults.
Yeah, fair enough. Lucy, it is such a courageous and inspirational story that you have. Now, is it true that about 1 in 100 babies have congenital heart defects? And what does HeartKids do for these children and their families?
HeartKids helps families such as mine in many ways. They provide family support coordinators in each of the major children's hospitals throughout Australia. They're there for you from the time you find out about the diagnosis of your child, providing you with emotional support, literature and anything else you need. They were fantastic support to our family and really helped us with everything we needed. We've met some really wonderful families through HeartKids and have made lifelong friends. HeartKids also provides regional coordinators across Australia to assist families in rural and remote areas of Australia, especially in Indigenous communities.
Right.
They also do things like run teen camps for older children with heart disease. They provide equipment and facilities to families and in some cases assist families with travel and accommodation needs.
Okay.
HeartKids also funds research to learn more about why a child is born with CHD and to help us reduce the incidence of childhood heart disease and decrease the mortality rates from childhood heart disease.
HeartKids has a very special campaign happening through the months of August and September. So tell us a little bit more about that and how we can help.
Well, during the months of August and September, HeartKids will be holding the Cuppa for HeartKids campaign, and throughout this time, HeartKids is asking individuals, corporates and schools to host a tea party to raise funds and awareness for HeartKids. And to be involved, all you have to do is log on to the Cuppa for HeartKids website, cuppaforheartkids.org.au, and register to be involved. And HeartKids will send you a registration pack which will contain all the elements you need to host a successful tea party, such as balloons, tattoos, posters and receipt books. It's a great way to get together with friends, family or colleagues and raise funds for a very worthwhile cause.
Yeah.
And this year, HeartKids have also produced a school-based program for schools that would like to get involved.
That sounds like a terrific idea, Lucy, and for such a worthwhile cause too. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your amazing story with us today. And of course, a big good luck with Eddie's surgery later this year too. Now, if you would like to host a Cuppa for HeartKids event, don't forget to log on to the cuppaforheartkids.org.au to register and host a tea party to help these very special children. That website is cuppaforheartkids.org.au.